Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. It is the 6th of November, and this is our weekly recap. Goes out to members and everybody on my email list and YouTube. If you want to learn more about me, please come visit me at smartoptiontrading.com. You can click up for live alerts and sign up here. So, what's going on? The week that was. Well, when we look at this week, it's been a very, very interesting week in the markets. So, after having this cup and handle pattern invalidated, we had the election, and what happens on the election? Wow, look at that. Even though it's been contested and it's still going on, the Senate looked like it's going to be held by the Republicans, and the market said, I don't care. And you get a bunch of gaps. One, two, three, four big gap up days in a row. And the market here today taking what is needed to be a much needed break. To me, this market leans extremely bullish. Doesn't mean we will, but it leans very bullish. If the market hasn't cared what's going on this week, chances are we keep going higher. The Fed came in. We had non-farm payroll, which was better than expected. Reek, you have a good weekend too. Enjoy. Have a good one. And, this candle right now is the key. You see this candle here on the SPY. You could write this down at 354.02. That is a lower high. You take that out, it invalidates this, and then we can try to push. Could we use another inside day or two? Yes. We are a little bit extended off the 8-day moving average, pushing up. What we do have here is an island gap bottom. What that means is we gap down. We spent 4 days trapping shorts. We gapped up. Guess what? All these shorts were trapped. And then we gapped up again. They're even more trapped and they're squeezed. And then we had another big gap. And that's what happened here. On the IWM, it's extremely easy to see it here because you don't have the bad prints. And you can see on the IWM, you had this big gap and you pushed now to just shy of a 52-week high into the IWM. The QQQ is very much like the SPY. So everything here is starting to make its move and starting to work out. That doesn't mean it was an easy week to trade because we've had a lot of noise and a lot going on in the markets, and we had a lot of uncertainty and gap ups. For anybody who's a trader and you trading on a daily basis, gap ups are the hardest thing to deal with. When you have big gap ups like that, you don't know what you should do. You have to let the market chill out. So for me, I didn't trade a ton this week, but what I traded worked very well. I'll start off with I took my profits in my long-term Twitter hold from 29 up around 41 area. Why? Because I'm just not sure here, guys, and I did not like what's going on here, and we'll see how this plays out. I love Twitter long term. I'll be looking to buy that back at some point. But if you're looking for what was out there and what moved today, Facebook gave a bunch of nice trades all week long on these gap ups and these moves, beautiful moves. All time highs look like it wants to be had. Great moves in that one. AMD, nice move off the 50-day, the gap. When you look at AMD and you look at this on a chart and you take this out here and you take a look at it, you can see it came in, it bounced right off the gap, and now it's pushed up. And when you look at AMD, and I'm going to pull this up on a side chart here for you, you can see here as I pull this up, above 86, it gets above this volume shelf. And at that point, it doesn't have any volume resistance, and this name can really run. So something I keep my eyes on. I didn't trade NVIDIA, but NVIDIA gave a beautiful couple of moves here, stone's throw from all-time highs. As Chris in the room would say, when the semis are leading, the SMHs are leading, the market's going higher, and we certainly have that going on here. I've added more to GE. I keep adding. I've added twice now to this. I like GE. I like this as a long-term move. And today, what did I do? I traded Plug this week. Plug had a nice move going into earnings next week. Clean Energy likes what's going on with Biden if he wins. Same thing with a lot of the solar names. TNA gave a nice trade yesterday. NA on the solars. But overall, it's just been a bullish week. Google, after that earnings report, put in new all-time highs. Strong. Square today had a nice trade on Square, all-time highs today, up at 201. Look at that gap and go. Same thing with Roku, new all-time highs today. Roku gave a dip on the open, was all over the place. If you look at it on a 5-minute chart, you look at after hours and everything, but look at this move. I didn't catch it today. I caught Square. I had my eyes off Roku, but some members caught it. Fabulous trade. Took out the 253 area, which was the overnight, the after hours highs, and just a nice move. You can see it's curling up here yet again today. Big move there. TTD, just a monster move today into this one. So there's plenty of things to do. And what I'm going to say to you guys is this, is when the market's strong like this or going sideways and names are playing, that's the type of action we're looking for. Snap today, new all-time highs, 45.41. You had January 50 calls being swept. And the market here just saying it just wants to go higher, and it's rewarding those names that had good earnings and that have been strong. And when you're looking at a chart, you see a gap like this and hold, it's eventually going to go higher. Qualcomm, as long as it keeps holding that gap, right? Not as strong as last earnings like it was here, but holding in nicely. As long as it keeps holding, Qualcomm probably eventually tries to push. Pins, not as strong as last one, where it caught everybody by surprise, came into the gap a bit, but slowly working its way back up. Still looks really good here. So bottom line is there's plenty of trades to be had. There's plenty of things to do out there. And the market is saying, I don't care about the noise of the election. I don't care what's going on. Doesn't care about COVID. And it just seems like it wants to go higher. So until that changes, I'm going to keep myself long focused and look for longs. A little dip in the market, I think, would be a gift. And I'm looking for some longer term buys. Everybody enjoy your weekend. I'll put charts up on Sunday and I'll catch you people in the room. I'll catch you guys bright and early on Monday morning.